Good morning, grade 3 and 4. It is Wednesday, April 29th, 2020, and I'm glad to be with you today. I sure had fun teaching the lesson yesterday the way that we did. I think we'll have to do that again sometime. If you want to write these things down in your assignment book or a separate sheet of paper, just so that you are reminded of the things that you have coming up today, and then also as the week goes on, things that you have to be ready for. If you didn't already read your story of Daniel in the lion's den yesterday, please make sure that you do that today. That is an assignment. And then discuss the story with your family as well. Continue work on your American Hero packet. And your epic read for today is one book, and then take an AR test on that. Math for both third and fourth grade, we kind of have the same concept today, so I'm going to do that lesson together. Just because we're talking about a very similar thing. Be working on your junior park ranger packets and your Wisconsin history page, America's Dairyland. That is due on Friday, remember, okay? But then we have a test right away. Alrighty. If you have you read any of it yet? Are you surprised at which state was the top producer of milk before it was Wisconsin? If you haven't read it, see if you can find out about that. I was a little surprised. I know who it is now because of the advertisements on television. I know who has which state produces the most milk, but not necessarily the most dairy products. We still do the most cheese. Yay! Remember, your reading response or reading review of your book needs to be all typed and sent in today. Some of you have done that, and I gave you some comments, and then make the fixes, and we'll just keep going back and forth until we get it all the way we want it, okay? And then make sure you're doing your letter for your nursing home residents, okay? If by chance you forgot to do your spelling pretest yesterday, make sure you get that done. And remember, even though they were not on AR, I still am expecting you to do all of the activities from yesterday that were on Epic, okay? I can tell whether you do them or not. It gives me a report. Alrighty, so today for math, we're going to talk about, let me just make sure, yep, and then map testing today at 1. I'm gonna go to my other screen. Okay, so we're going to talk about estimating the area for third grade, and then for fourth grade, we're also going to talk about estimating the perimeter. So let's talk about the area of a non-rectangular shape. So one like this, okay? And so one of the things that you can do is you can look at which squares are completely filled in. All right, so on this one we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then this one is a half and this one is a half. Well, 2 halves make another whole. So the whole area of this shape, and they're telling us it is in centimeters, okay? So it would be 8, and then a half more, and a half more would be 9. So this would be 9 square centimeters, or the area would be 9 square centimeters, okay? Remember that word square anytime you're finding the area of anything, okay? All right, so let's find this one in square feet, okay? So again, let's look at all the ones that are completely, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 that are completely, okay? So we have 10 that are all the way, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. So these 2 make another one, these 2 make another one. So 10 plus 2. So this one on the bottom here would be 12 square, and this time it said feet. Each one equals a foot. So this one, the area is 12 square feet. Well, sometimes, whoops, sorry about that. We have a really odd shape like this. They don't always have straight edges. And so we still kind of do the same thing. This one is completely filled in. This one is completely filled in. So we have 2 that are completely filled in. This one is more than half and another half. These here 2 are kind of a half. This one is almost all the way, so it's to me, it looks like this one and this one would match together pretty well. And this one and this one. Okay, so it looks like these could go together to make one. These maybe together to make one. These together to make another. These together to make another. And then we have a little bit more. So we have 2 full ones, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 to 5. And remember, when you're doing an estimate, you're just being sensible, but doing the best that you can. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think it looks like we would have 7 square centimeters. Okay, so that's finding the area. All right. So for grade 3, sorry about that. All right. Let's see if we can find the area surface of the pond. Okay. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. That's almost full. 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. And then a half there, that's 25. And another half and a half, that's 26. And another one here and there, 27. Okay, so 27 meters square, or 27 square meters, is the area of the surface of the pond. All right, so let's do Joanna's practice. So what is the area of this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 octagon? All right, every square is a square inch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 halves for 6, another 2 halves for 7. So 7 square inches. That's the area of that figure, 7 square inches. Let's try the last one. It says find the area of this figure. And every square is a square yard. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 that are all the way filled in. 12, 13, 14. Looks like it would be 14 square yards. Are we right? Yep, 14 square yards. Look at that, grade 3. You are finished with your practice already and ready to go into your lesson. All right. Grade 3 can be dismissed and you can get started on your work. Grade 4, we're going to continue. Okay. So at grade 4, if you'll look in your math book on page 705, and they give you 2 strategies for finding the area. Okay. And one of them is exactly the same as 3rd grade, and one is a little bit different, okay? So the first thing is look within the outline of the figure, count all the whole squares, then estimate the number of whole squares that could be formed with the remaining partial squares. So, for example, here's a whole square. F is our only whole square. It looks like you could take A and kind of rotate it around here and it would fit in with E. So it looks like E and A make a square. What do you think? Looks like if C rotated around here, C and G would make another full square, and then B and D as well. Okay, so using that strategy, you count how many whole ones, and then what other ones can I put together to make as close to a whole square as possible. Remember, you are estimating. So this would be 1, 2, 3, 4 square inches. Okay, 4 square inches. Another strategy, I'm going to erase this. Another strategy is you still count all of the whole squares, just like you did in the first strategy, but then only count all the squares that seem to have at least half. Okay, so we would count F because that's all the way in. G has more than half. B has more than half. E has more than half. The other ones have less than half. And look what our estimate is again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 square inches. Okay? Now, either way works to find the estimate. And remember, oh, I've been doing that and you haven't been able to see what I've been doing. I'm so sorry. Well, can you see it now? I don't want to draw too dark on there. So here I was doing the second strategy. This one is more than half, more than half, more than half. This one is the whole thing. So 1, 2, 3, 4. The other way that I was doing it, try again, Mrs. Stolt. All right, is again, you count the whole one, and then which ones could make a whole? C and G, if you flip that over, that would make a good whole. B and D, and then also A and E. And again, we still have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 square units. And remember, it's an approximation. You are estimating. What about finding the perimeter? Well, you count how many squares it goes through. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or maybe 10. It barely goes through any of that one, does it? Okay. All right, so your perimeter is 9 or 10 inches, between 9 and 10 inches. Remember, these are all approximations. They're just an estimate. We can differ a little bit by one number, but they should be right close to one another and they should make sense. All right. There is an activity to try if you'd like to, and I did send some grid paper home with you to try those if you'd like, but let's go through your practice here now. All right. So in practice, it says estimate the perimeter and the areas of each figure on these grids. Each small square represents 1 square centimeter in problem A, and each small square represents 1 square inch in problem B. Okay, so we have to pay attention to our labels there as well. So let's try the perimeter. So we're going to count each of the squares that it goes through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So for our perimeter, let's estimate that it's going to be 13 centimeters. Okay, let's try the area. And let's see, on this one, let's do the full squares, and then if it is like to make them match up. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 full squares that are all colored in. Okay, it looks to me like these two could go together to make another one. Looks like these two could go together to make another one, and it looks like these two could go together easily to make another one. So we had 6, 7, 8, 9. So let's estimate that our area is 9 square centimeters. Should we check our answer? Let's see if we got it right. Ta-da! 13 centimeters for the perimeter, 9 square centimeters for the area. We did it. All right, now let's try our hand. Whoops, sorry. So first we're going to do all the squares that it goes through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So even though it's down on the bottom here, it's still 20 every direction that you go. So let's guess 20 inches for our perimeter. Okay. Now let's try our area. And on this one, let's count just the whole ones and then only the ones that are colored in more than half. Okay, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 that I'm just going to write that down here so I don't forget. 14 that are all colored in. Now, this one is not more than half, but this one is. So there's 15. Not. Well, these are pretty close. I'm going to say 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. I don't think that one is. That one is for sure not. And this one looks a little bit less than half. So I'm going to estimate 21 square inches. What do you think? Hey, 20 inches for the perimeter and 21 square inches for our area. Now, maybe you would have counted this one and you would have had 22 square inches. I still would have counted that right. Maybe you would have not counted it. Maybe this one here, for example, one of the ones where it was kind of like one of these here, maybe you would have only counted one of them. And so then you may have only had 20. I would probably accept that, okay? It's a reasonable estimate. Now, if you only had 14 square inches, then we'd have to talk, okay? All right, back to me. There you go. You are all done with your practice work. If you have any questions as you're coming into those problems or any other problems at all, make sure you ask and I will be more than happy to help, okay? Have a great day and I'll talk to you soon.